Good evening, yearbook parents. My name is Miss Leighton, or Ivy Leighton. So tonight I'd like to introduce you to a little bit about how yearbook works and the types of projects that we'll do in this class. So the first thing I always tell my students is invest the time, commit to the process. Creating yearbooks takes a really long time and it takes a lot of patience and hard work. And so I emphasize these things for my students and I really make it clear that this is a product-based class. It's very exciting that we get to create this whole thing that the entire school is going to see, but that's also a lot of responsibility. So it takes us a long time and we really have to engage with each step of the process. A little bit about me. I grew up here in Laguna Beach. I went to Thurston a long time ago. After high school, I went to Cal State Long Beach to get my Bachelor of Fine Arts in Printmaking and my teaching credential after I finished my BFA. Before I started in college learning to become a teacher, I actually started teaching when I was 17 years old, and I started working at the Irvine Fine Arts Center. I taught kids there from the ages of 3 to 18, but I always really felt like the teens were the age group that I identified most closely with. They were most exciting and fun and weird and different, and I just really enjoyed working with them. So I decided to pursue that degree after I got into teaching at the Fine Arts Center. I ended up teaching there for about 8 years, well into college, and I think it trained me incredibly well to do what I currently do. This is my 7th year here at Thurston, and I love music, design, photography, pottery, and animals. Middle school is by far my favorite age group to work with. I get they're weird, they make sense to me, and I just think they're really fun. So what are we going to learn about and do in yearbook? Well, we do a lot. So this is one of the only year-long electives in the arts. And I think it's really great that these students get to experience all these different things. One of the things that I keep thinking the longer I teach this class and the more I get to know people who work in all different industries is that yearbook's actually probably the closest thing to a traditional job that someone might work in which perhaps a product is created or they promote something. There's just so many different things that I think tie into the way that adults work in jobs that these kids are going to start learning in 7th or 8th grade. And I think that's amazing. We have to work a lot together in this class. So one of the big things that you probably see throughout all of these words are things related to cooperation and really working together, problem solving, conflict resolution, and team building. These are all hugely important in this class. I really emphasize working together and building something amazing in the end, and it takes a lot of time and effort to do so. Our students build the yearbook in an online program, and so they're learning a lot about graphic design, photo editing, and copy editing in that process. So some of our big ideas, obviously cooperation and teamwork. This is one of the few classes in high school and middle school in which you actually have to all work together to create one product that almost every kid in the school is going to see. So it's very cool and full of a lot of responsibility. Our kids are so excited already to start working on the yearbook. They would like it if we started it today. And they would just can't wait to get the cameras in their hands and get going. Really big part of what we do is taking really interesting and meaningful and well thought out photos. And I know I have a lot of students already who are very excited to get going in that and already do photography in their free time. So I think they'll just really fit right into this class. I can't wait to work with them. We have to create excitement. We have to write compelling captions. Responsibility, this is a big one. A lot of what we do is learning to finish what you're assigned. And part of that is that responsibility piece and learning that in the end, if you don't complete your page, someone else will complete it for you because it has to get completed one way or another. Those of us who've worked as adults in any kind of an industry know exactly what that feels like. And so I think it's wonderful that these kids are learning this early on. Responsibility, each student is given a camera to work with throughout the year, so they have to take very good care of those cameras and be very nice and gentle with them and make sure they always put away correctly, batteries charged, lens cap on, all of the above. It's a fabulous lesson in responsibility. Accuracy, we talk about this all the time. how it would be so embarrassing to write something that is in fact not what someone was doing, or that's not their name, or they're not even in French class, and why are they on that page? So we talk a ton about accuracy and how very important it is to make sure we are being true reporters and researchers. The biggest thing probably overall is respecting each other's ideas, opinions, photos, and designs. We make sure to work closely together in order to ensure that the book comes out amazing, but also that we learn to work together as a team, even if maybe we don't know each other very well, or we have completely differing opinions, which is really a lifelong lesson that all of us as adults have had to probably learn more than once. And it's just going to benefit our kiddos to begin working towards learning all of this good stuff early on. So in the yearbook, each student will be assigned 2 or more pages. They're going to design the pages in full, and they're going to take all of the photos for that page. Students will interview staff members, students, they'll have to email teachers a lot and be in close communication with those teachers to make sure that they're showing up at the right time to take the correct photos for the correct class, and that they make sure to find out when is the cool stuff happening. I don't want to miss anything. So it's really great communication skills. They're going to create new and inventive yearbook content. This year we have a very large class, so I intend to add some extra pages to the book so that everyone gets tons of chances to create individual content for the book. And I think a lot of that's going to come down to coming up with some new page ideas, something new and fresh and exciting. We will work together as a class to design the cover and to decide how it's going to look. And all students will be involved in creating advertisements to promote and sell our yearbook. Projects we're going to do outside of the yearbook, we're going to do a lot of photo projects. The first one we do is photo scavenger hunts. We'll also learn a lot about photography composition and portrait photography. We'll also design t-shirts and or sweatshirts for the class, which is really fun, really exciting. We'll work with some interview type formats to work with a company, or rather work inspired by a company called StoryCorps, in which students will be interviewing someone in their life. And then last but not least, this is brand new for this year. We only just decided this was going to happen last year. Our students will be creating a Thurston Middle School magazine, and we did just get the official go-ahead that we will likely be able to actually print this in a physical form. The kids are so excited to be able to do this and cover information that's happening around campus, cover the trends of fashion and music and everything else for the year. So just a quick look at what it kind of looks like behind the scenes. So we kind of create the layout for a page using different photo boxes, using design elements and text, and the students have to choose how to arrange each of these things. For something like the principal's welcome, that student would also be assigned to interview or talk to our administration. So they'll be working closely with the principal and assistant principal in order to write their welcome statements for the year for this particular yearbook. So far in yearbook, obviously we haven't been in school for very long, but so far we've learned about each other. We've done some great about me slideshows and the students shared them out. You could tell they had a really great time just sort of showing off who they were and what they did over summer to their peers. And it was wonderful for the kids to all get to know each other. This is a 7th and 8th grade class, so some of our students have never met each other. So they've really taken the time to get to know each other, and I think we'll have a solid group moving forward. We've talked about what it takes to create a yearbook and what it'll take to create a great staff. We're going to continue doing icebreaker activities and getting to know each other so that we can really become a wonderful unit all together. Today and tomorrow, we will be reviewing and critiquing past yearbooks. So looking at past yearbooks to see how did they design a page? Is it effective? Is it not effective? Maybe there's certain components they like and certain components they don't like. Students have been writing about what they do enjoy, things they maybe think look a little funky and they don't really like how that's looking. They've also spent a lot of time just checking out the old yearbooks and seeing what they look like. They've found some of their parents in them. I'm sorry, it happens. It does. So next up, we're going to work on creating our rules and norms as a class. We will be learning yearbook specific vocab, and yes, they will have a quiz on this. And then finally, we're going to begin to explore our yearbook creation software. This year, we will be working with Tree Ring software, and it'll be brand new to me and the students. So everyone's going to be on a level playing field. And from what I've seen, the software looks really easy to use and really fun. So I can't wait to get going with this class. How can you find out about what we're doing in Yearbook? First and foremost, ask your kids to show you the pages that they're working on once we get going, and have them tell you about how they created them. It takes a lot of hard work and the kids are going to do amazing. Obviously, buy a yearbook and support our students' hard work. And then lastly, check Canvas for our weekly slideshows. In the modules section in Canvas, I have a weekly slideshow for each week, and it shows exactly what we'll be doing, time permitting, during that time. Can't wait to get to know everyone in this class, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much.